What's up guys, Mickle here, and in this video, I want to go over some potential outcomes for the Ripple SEC case and how I think things are going to play out when it is said and done. I know it's hard to think that this thing will ever end with how long it's been dragging on, but guys, I guarantee you, we are closer to the end than we are to the beginning, and pretty soon, one day in the future, we are going to wake up and this thing is going to be completely over with. In this video, I want to show you guys some different scenarios for how I think this thing is going to end and what I believe we really need to be paying attention to. Yesterday, I put out a video that really illustrated how bad of a position the SEC is currently in. I do not think there is any doubt the SEC is extremely desperate at this point. I want to show you guys what I think a Ripple win will look like and what it's going to mean for XRP holders. You guys are not going to want to miss this. Towards the end of the video, I also want to talk about the state of the market. We have seen a pretty significant downtrend as of recent, but I think we're getting pretty close to a bottom. Guys, I want to show you some extremely interesting indicators in this video that I think you need to be paying attention to give you a better idea of how close we are to finally seeing this market bottom and when we can finally expect to see some positive price action. Guys, you are definitely going to want to see that because I think it's going to make you a lot more confident in where this market is headed. Like always, guys, if you are new to this channel or come here all the time, please take a second to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It goes such a long way in helping this channel grow and really does mean so much to me. If you guys are looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it and I hope you guys enjoy the content. So guys, I really hope the volume is better in this video. I didn't realize it was getting quiet over the last couple videos. I tried to make the mic sound a little better, and in the process, I think I cut the volume a little too much. Definitely let me know if it sounds better here. It's something I've had to kind of mess around with. I'm not that technically savvy when it comes to this kind of stuff, but hopefully I'll get the hang of it and we won't have these issues in the future. Definitely let me know though. I don't want that to keep being an issue going forward. Let's jump into it though, and if you guys did not see my video yesterday, I highly suggest you watch it. Because based on where the SEC is sitting right now, it looks like that if they want to get away in this case without exposing their own corruption and handing over the Bill Hinman Ethereum free pass emails, they are going to have to completely pivot in this case. The main reason they are going to have to do this is because right now they are being forced by the court to essentially hand over the Ethereum free pass emails to Ripple. The SEC under no circumstances wants to do this and would rather actually end up losing this case and admit they declared Ethereum a non-security and therefore XRP should be a non-security. They would rather do that than hand over the Ethereum free pass emails because that would completely expose their own corruption. So after I put out that video, I had a lot of people asking me, they said, hey Mickle, how does this impact Ripple's chances on one, winning if XRP is a security or not, and two, winning on the fair notice defense? Well, I put out this tweet and it really got me thinking about these two issues. I said, let's not forget the SEC presented the court around 50 previous cases and stated these prior cases should have given Ripple fair notice. The court completely rejected this idea. Huge indication of how the court views Ripple's fair notice defense. So we already know that the court thinks Ripple's fair notice defense is definitely a strong one. But someone responded to me to that. They said, can Ripple win on fair notice but lose on XRP being a security? I said technically yes, but in the end, I do think it's going to end up like this. I think Ripple will have to pay a fine for early sales, but XRP will not be declared a security. I think at this point, it is becoming all too obvious to the court that there is no way XRP is a security. One of the SEC's main arguments for why they think XRP is a security is because they say XRP has no utility. We know that is a straight up false and absurd argument to try to make. The fact that the SEC is resting their case on this argument shows how weak their case is. We can simply look at what XRP is used for in Ripple's business model. It's to move money all around the world in instantaneous settlement times. This is something that was absolutely impossible prior to cryptocurrencies, and XRP does this more efficiently than almost every single cryptocurrency out there. On top of that though, John Deaton is currently putting a motion into the court for him to explain how 67,000 other XRP holders use XRP completely independent of Ripple. This proves to the court that not only does XRP have utility and Ripple uses it for utility, but third parties completely unrelated to Ripple, business models completely outside of anything Ripple is doing, are using XRP for its utility. This completely blows up one of the prongs of the Howey test and shows that XRP inherently is not a security by the SEC's own definition of what a security is. This makes me think it is almost impossible that the court is going to come out of this thing and declare XRP a security. We also need to understand, and this was put out there by an ex-SEC official, he said that when he looks at these judges, he does not see these judges putting out a ruling that is going to hurt 67,000 XRP holders. If the court was to put out a ruling that declared XRP a security, there would essentially be no place in the United States where XRP could freely trade, essentially trapping the liquidity of hundreds of thousands of XRP holders. This is an extremely unrealistic scenario for this court, who has already proven to be very sympathetic of the argument that XRP holders do not want XRP to be declared a security. I think these are some massive steps, and one of the primary reasons I do not think there is any realistic way XRP itself is going to be fundamentally declared a security. So you might be wondering then, why would Ripple have to pay a fine for early sales? Well, I think it's very obvious that Ripple's argument that they did not have fair notice is strong. I think the court knows it's strong, but I think this is an easy win that the court is going to hand to the SEC, simply so this is not a massive one-sided win for Ripple. At the end of the day, guys, Ripple has no problem paying a fine as long as XRP is declared not a security. They could care less. They have so much money, they do not need to worry about paying the SEC a little fine. They just want to have clarity for XRP. So I think the court is going to hand the SEC a little win and say, look, your fair notice defense loses, you're going to pay a fine, but going forward, XRP is not a security. Now, this would be staged as a win for the SEC. The SEC would call this a win and say, hey, we made Ripple pay a fine, we won. But we as XRP holders know that if the SEC declares XRP a non-security on a forward-going basis, that is a huge win for XRP holders, because this would give XRP a status that no other cryptocurrency in the US market has, and would be a massive win that would allow institutional money to flow into XRP. Guys, this would be a crazy good scenario for XRP holders, and the one I think is most realistic to happen. Now, despite all of that, we know we need market sentiment to turn around big time if we want to see a big trend reversal. For a while now, we have seen the crypto market in a significant downtrend, and almost every single person I have seen is now stating that we are in a 4-year bear market. Guys, I reject that idea, and I want to show you guys why. I think this is really important to be paying attention to, and I just want to break down my logic and show you guys what I'm seeing. I think you're definitely going to want to see this. So the first thing I want to show you is the Bitcoin RSI. Now, this is the RSI for almost every single crypto. The Bitcoin one is just the most published, so that's why we're looking at this one. But if we take a look at the RSI, we see that we are close to all-time oversold levels. We are close now to the crashes of 2018 and 2015, which were the biggest Bitcoin crashes in history. The fact that we are even approaching this level of maximum oversold territory shows that we are likely very close to a bottom, or at least a lot closer to a bottom than many people are calling for. I highly doubt we are going to go much below this 2018 level. Guys, this is when people thought crypto was going to disappear. This is where they thought Bitcoin was going to zero. Now we have Tesla holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Now we have institutions buying into Bitcoin every every single day. I do not see us going much lower than this as a realistic scenario, and we are very close to that level right now, which means there is a ton of fear priced into this asset right now that will likely go away once we get some relief in the broader markets. And if we take a look at the broader markets, we can see right now that the NASDAQ is currently going through a similar scenario. We see right now, when this chart was made a bit ago, that the NASDAQ valuations are dropping off a cliff. When this chart was made, it showed that the NASDAQ valuations were trading at a PE of 24, but just a couple months ago, they were above 32. Now this chart actually has the PE ratios, and this isn't drawn in because this chart was made a couple months back, actually around a 20 to 22, which means we are trading all the way down here. This puts us at a much safer valuation for this market. Now we still have some room to drop. If we drop down to the COVID lows, which are extremely low, unrealistic low, we could see ourselves at around an 18 to 19. I think this would be extremely oversold, but the point I want to point out here is that we are a lot closer to a bottom than we are to an extremely overbought territory, a point where asset prices are risky. We're getting to a point where it's shooting fish in a barrel. Stocks are at all-time low valuations, and they're selling off right now completely regardless of fundamentals. They're just going down because the market's going down, and this is weighing on crypto. Guys, this is gonna end. I know it doesn't seem like it will. It always does. And we are going to return to a more normal period where these assets that are changing the world will be priced appropriately. And if we take a look at this XRP chart, one that is highly interesting, we can see that the XRP chart really only has one support left, and this is this support that saved us during the March 2020 crash, during the SEC lawsuit crash, and now during the current crash we're going through right now, which really has to do with Federal Reserve tightening. Now it looks like we have bottomed on this chart, and the person who put out this chart, Crypto Cowboy, says that we cannot drop lower than around 34 cents before we drop through this last support. This is something I'm going to be paying close attention to. I do not believe we're going to drop through it, but who knows? The XRP price chart has dropped through almost every single support to this point, but like I said, guys, we are a lot closer to a bottom, so I will be buying heavily the next time we come down and touch this line. If it happens, it's just something I think we need to be paying attention to. Now, the real reason I wanted to show you all of this is because of this tweet by Andrew Zell. He said, "I refuse to believe that what everyone thinks will happen. Let's go Bulls." And I completely agree with him. Guys, every single person thinks we're in a bear market. Every single person thinks we're going lower. Every single person thinks we're falling 4-year cycles and we're going into a 4-year bear market. Guys, if that is what everyone thinks right now, that will not happen. That is always how it works, and it makes the most sense that institutions would be playing this game to make us think we are in a bear market. We are watching crypto adoption happen like we have never seen before. We're about to watch XRP get clarity and give it an asset status that no other asset in the United States has. Guys, one of these times it will be the last shakeout. One of these times it's not gonna dip like we've been seeing like dips in the past. That's what happened to the internet in the early days. It used to be extremely volatile. It used to go on these big boom and bust cycles. But the second it gained real world adoption, those cycles were over. That high volatility, those big drops to the downside, those were over, and we went on an insane run up and to the right. That hasn't stopped because those assets changed the world and they gained real world utility. Guys, that's what's going to happen with crypto one of these days. That's what's going to happen with XRP. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me out so much. And for now, Mickle out.